Hey, happy Sunday, smart movers. Another weekly report coming up. This one's brought to you by the Smart Movers Club. If you haven't already, head over to StrizzyReport.com and just go sign up to the newsletter. It is free. It's every week. We don't bombard you. We just give you that data that you need. Where's the best places to live? Some investment opportunities for those real estate heads. Whatever it is, I scour it and then I give it to you concisely. But we're also brought to you today by this. The Creature from Jekyll Island. Everyone should have this book on their shelves. If you don't know, I'm going to give you a little insight. The president doesn't run the government. Okay, all those executive orders and all that, the creatures do. Who the creatures? The Fed. And it's crazy because all the bankers got together. They went down to Jekyll Island and they said, you know what? We got to run the world. And this is how we'll do it. We could print money on demand. We could start wars. We could pull back, constrict. We could inflate. We could deflate. We could do quantitative easing. We could do it all. Okay? This is them. So go ahead and get this book. If you don't have it, let me know. I may be able to hook you up. But not really. Okay? Get the book. All right. So check this out. What they need to do is raise the rates. And they need to go back to the gold standard. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen, Nixon. All right. All right. So we got the weekly information here. Just some curated headlines that I've seen. I came across. It gets real deep in the Smart Movers Club newsletter, so go ahead and definitely sign up to that. Like I said, it is free. So Redfin, an article on Redfin was, is it a perfect time to buy a house? Is it a good time to buy a house? The first bullet point was, if you have the means, yeah. If you have the means, like full on cash, and you're about to, not lowball, but you're going to go under asking, yes, right? Because these homes in some markets, they're staying on the market a little longer than average. The buyers just aren't there. The interest rate, they just can't afford it. I mean, there's something that popped in. The FHA delinquencies for first-time home buyers, of course, 11.03%. That's 6.1 million Americans. That's for multifamily. So that's anywhere from 2 to 4 doors, okay? And they're behind. They're delinquent right now. So these opportunities are coming, but guess who they're coming and who's scouting these things? You got big boy Warren, okay? Look what happened in Detroit. Came through, Detroit's bankrupt, bought up all those single families, right? Bought up all those properties. BlackRock, same thing. These are huge investment firms, private investment firms that come through. They prey on this shit. 6.1 milli. I don't wish that on anyone. Okay? That's why we got to get smarter. Are we living in a state that's not conducive to our economic growth, our livelihood, and our life, our peace? If it don't make sense, we got to start letting it make sense because they're preying on this. And these big boy, bad boys, let me show you how they look. This is the old bankers, man. And don't look at their last names because that's a whole different situation. I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing that today. All right. Yeah, the families still run the world, man. The families still run the world. JP Morgan. They're talking about wars. Who you think start wars and end wars? Come on, man. This is not Rockefeller. Okay? Look at Rockefeller with the picture. Hey, take one of me. Take one of me. Holding the kid's hand. Remember, Rockefeller was a gangster, man. Up in those oil fields, straight up threatened. He did crooked business. And these are the people that we, write reports on. Be in business like these people. You get to be an entrepreneur, self-made. Okay? They prey, man. They prey on y'all. So that's why we got to get smarter. That's why we got to move a little different, especially now. Constrict everything, pull it back. cut off the extra spending, get lean with it, rock with it. We gotta think differently in these times. Look at the stock market. Look where it closed on Friday. All red. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's red. It's a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster for the last 2 weeks. When Trump opens his mouth and says, hey, tariff, it goes down. No tariff, you know what? Make it April, it goes up. And we get a little report from jobs report, hey. But the market is really not a good indicator of what's happening for real on the ground. So, again, that's where Strizzy Report comes in. Go ahead and sign up to the newsletter. So, Redfin, back to Redfin. Is it a good time to buy a house? What do you think? No, I don't think so. Mortgage rates remain well below 7% thanks to a weaker job market, falling stocks, and economic uncertainty. Thanks to that, it needs to be above that. For this to change, job markets to go up, stocks to boom again, we need to rise rates. It's gonna stink, but we need to do that. The median U.S. home sale price sits still at $426, near a record high and continuing 20 months of year-over-year gain. What propelled that to unbelievable rates and amounts was COVID. It was COVID that really set the trail for all of this. The market is active despite tariffs, inflation woes, and policy changes. Home sales are rising in some cities as buyers adapt to higher rates and rising prices. Guess what? Buyers are smartening up. You can't just say, hey, listen, I'm going to get this house just because I want a house. It has to make fiscal sense. It just has to. And we got to get better at that. All right, so let's keep it on the real estate tip. Okay? U.S. home prices keep climbing despite high mortgage rates. That's from Case-Shiller Index. Home prices rose 6% year over year in January, with Miami, San Diego, and Detroit leading gains. Look at this. Detroit. Remember when Detroit was looking crazy? 2009, 2010, right? And now Detroit leading gains. Oh, man. So demand still outpaces supply, keeping prices high. That's how the law of supply works. It's going to be high if there's less of it, right? Pending home sales rise for third straight month. That's the National Association of Realtors. Pending sales up 1.6 month over month, 1.6% in February, signaling slow recovery in buyer demand. Of course, people are smartening up. All right, so rent growth is the only thing that kind of cooled here in the housing market. Median U.S. rent was up just 0.4%. That's the smallest increase since 2020. And again, that seemed like it was the catalyst for a lot of this moving parts here that we see economically. The creature pouring money in the market, inflation rising, less value. The dollar doesn't mean nothing. And then what really scares people and the U.S. is BRICS saying that they about to use their own currency to buy stuff, and it's not going to be the dollar that's the standard anymore. We'll trade in our own currency. What? No. Time for war. What are you saying to me? Okay. All right. Taxes and policy. IRS extends tax deadline, okay, for disaster affected areas. So California, Alabama, and other disastrous zones, you get more extension here. New bill proposes $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers. That's trying to stimulate home buyers. So $25,000 tax credit, you're going to get some people, hey, with the means, that's like, okay, now's a good opportunity. I'm going to take charge with that. So it's a new bill. It's not out yet, but it's bipartisan bill in Congress, aims to help offset high mortgage costs and stimulate. Construction and development. All right. Construction spending hits all-time high. One of my mentors, is it my mentor? No. Sort of. Okay. He said, if you see cranes in a city, anywhere, if you see the cranes, you're already too late. You're already too late. Who said that? Hit it in the comments if you know. Single family home construction booms. Multifamily slows. Why is multifamily slowing? 6.1 million Americans are behind right now on their payment. All right, single family starts up 35% year over year, but apartment construction declines. They're not building, everywhere you look is a huge apartment, and they all look cookie cutter, and they're all made of sheetrock. The wind blows, that house goes. Jobs and labor market, construction. Where did I go? Unemployment claims remain low. Initial jobless claims at 210,000, showing labor market resilience. Okay, stay in the job. Stay in the job. Sector added 23,000 jobs in this construction jobs. They added 23,000 jobs in February. Where's some large scale constructions happening right now? I'll tell you. Amazon HQ2, Arlington, Virginia. You got the Las Vegas Sphere. They throwing $2.3 billion to that one. Then you got the California High Speed Rail. That's looking at about $100 billion. I think that even connects Las Vegas, so that's crazy. And then you got the Hudson Yards development. Infrastructure construction plans has indirect and direct benefits, right? It creates jobs, it just boosts the economy, the local economy, it boosts that, but it does take a long time over a span of years. However, these are good to know what kind of construction, what's happening. Just like Memphis, all right, Staten, Tennessee, they welcome their first employees now. A few hundred employees, or maybe 1,000 employees. I don't know the number, but they all started at the Ford battery EV plant in Stanton. So I've been eyeing that one since 2022, 23. So it's good to see that that's actually taking shape. When I was there was dirt on the ground. Now it's a whole huge facility. So economic construction projects, large-scale construction projects, they stimulate economic growth, they enhance infrastructure, and they encourage innovation. When we say encourage innovation, you got to talk about competition as well. That's what happens in a free market, okay? All right, let's move on here. What do we got? What do we have? All right, Maryland. Okay, so shout out to Theo, EA Mushrooms. You can check him out on YouTube. He had sent me something. I know that there's proposing a bill here in Maryland. So there's going to be some tax changes in Maryland. It basically is just a little summary. Excise tax, gambling, it's going up. Table games, 15 to 30%. You win, you're getting your ass taxed. You hear me? Other things like cannabis is getting taxed even higher. I wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. There's one more here that I wanted. Motor vehicles. So motor vehicles getting taxed. But really, the big thing out of here is that there's a 2% capital gains surtax for individuals with a federal adjusted gross income of $350,000 or above. Who's leaving? Who's going to leave the state? Who's going to leave the state? Tax the rich. Who's going to leave the state? Okay? And when everyone leaves the state, who's going to stimulate it with consumerism? My dog is going crazy. She even knows. It's not going to be the middle class. The middle class is like this. There's no more. It's not going to be the poor. Okay, it's not going to be folks living in poverty that's going to stimulate the economy so you can see an economic boom. And it's just not going to happen. Businesses are not going to come. However, Maryland is decreasing their corporate tax. That is going to look like something like 8.25 right now, and it's going to go down to 7.99. So just about 8%. They shaved off 0.26%. So there you go. But that still won't stimulate, the economy. And a lot of times people, it's fun to say tax the rich and let them pay their fair share. It's fun to say that, but honestly, they don't consume enough. They just don't consume enough for it to even matter. And then when they do tax them, right, and the government, the local government or whatever, federal government, where does that money go? What other place is that money going? Isn't Doge supposed to make sure that these monies are aligned and going to exactly where they need to go to? Okay, so that's a whole other thing. Like, it doesn't work. We need a free market. We need to go back to the gold standard. We need to raise the interest rate. We need to stop acting like these folks don't run the country. We need to end the Fed. That's what we need to all be going crazy right now and revolting for real. And to end the Fed. These are the real problems. They don't want peace. They don't want peace on earth. That doesn't pay. These guys want war all the time. And they're going to come for us. And then you got the 6.1 million. You got people lurking around the corner. Lurking. Yo. This is just a portfolio to them. Okay? You're going to have nothing. You own nothing. You have nothing. Okay? And you're going to be happy. That's where we are at right now. Listen, I want you guys to go ahead and sign up to the newsletter. If you don't know, it's in the description. However, it's drizzyreport.com. One click and you're in. Every Sunday, I'll be sending you a newsletter. And the newsletter is going to have tons. Well, it's really not going to be tons. It's going to be a concise amount. And it's going to be clear. But it's also going to be valuable to you as a mover. If you're looking to relocate, if you're looking to invest, if you're looking to learn more just about the 50 states and what they got, because we have to make better choices. We have to make better choices. So I may have an opportunity to leave Maryland pretty soon, maybe in about 6 months. Hopefully that does happen. Keep me in your prayers for that, because definitely I wanna skate off. But I enjoyed being here with you guys tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great weekend and stay safe and be good to each other. Peace.